Students, welcome back to my session. I am Dr. Ashwini Tatugde, working as an assistant professor in English in Raya Shikshan Samsthas, Sadhguru Gadge Maharaj College, Karat. Students, today I would like to discuss a poem written by Desika Vinayakam Pillai entitled as Offering in the Temple. Desika Vinayakam Pillai was born in southern district of Tamil Nadu in a village called Therur. So it is the village of his birthplace. He adopted simple living and high thinking, that is philosophy, as a guiding philosophy of his life. He was greatly influenced by Mahatma Gandhi. You know very well Mahatma Gandhi, who fought against Britishers using his weapons like truth, non-violence and non-cooperation. Desika Vinayakam Pillai used to spin charkha as well. Desika Pillai was deeply having concern for the downtrodden strata, and he worked for the upliftment of the downtrodden strata. He was honored with Kavimani and also commemorated on Indian postage stamp. He wrote many poems for children, and his poems are guiding principles for those who learn Tamil language around the world. And thus he got a special position and occupies a special place in Tamil literature. In the present poem, poet states firmly that existence of God one can feel in one's heart and not outside in the world. And if one can see the God inside the heart, he can feel the existence of the God everywhere. Okay, so this is the simple philosophy on which he comments in the present poem. Title of the poem is Offering in the Temple, and you know that offering means things we offer for the sake of love, okay, or which things we offer for having blessings as well, okay. So let us turn to the poem and let us see what actually poet wants to say here. See the first stanza of the poem. I saw the entire temple and I climbed up the spires as well. My friends, despite my search, I saw the Lord nowhere. In very first stanza, we get that idea that poet is in search of a God. He tries to search the God, and so he visited temple. And what he says, I saw the entire temple. Entire means whole. I saw the complete whole temple. I climbed up the spires as well. I also observed, spires means the top structure of the temple, okay, and he says that I saw the entire temple. I climbed up the spires as well. My friends, despite my search, I found or I saw the Lord nowhere. And he says that I searched the God in the temple, I observed the temple, I even climbed up on the spires, means on the top of the temple. There also I tried to see the God, but he tells us that, saying, my friends, I saw that God nowhere, means there he didn't get the presence of God. In the second stanza, poet says, I saw the holy tank. He got their holy tank. Street where the chariot moves. Me poor, I did not see the treasure of one's hard times. Okay, what he says in the second stanza, he says, I saw the holy tank. There he got holy tank even. He observed that holy tank even. The street where chariot moves. Chariot means you know that four-wheeled carriage, and he also observed the road on which that chariot moves. And he says, me poor, I'm poor, that I didn't get the treasure, I didn't see the treasure of one's hard times. Means what here? If anyone needs the help in difficult situation, if anyone needs the help, then he says that there is no any helping hand, means there is no presence of God. Actually God is here expected to be present in the difficult time, but he says that I got the holy tank in the temple, I observed the road where chariot moves, but me poor, he calls himself poor because he didn't get the presence of the helper in the time of difficult situation. And this is the second stanza. See the third stanza. There were sculpted figures. What he got in the temple, he is trying to tell us. There were sculpted figures, painting wrought beautifully. Painting wrought, WROUGST, wrought means made fashion. Painting wrought beautifully. My friend, yet I found nowhere the Lord wonderful. What he got there in the third stanza, he states that there were sculpted figures. So he got their figures, so many figures of God and goddesses, but he didn't get the presence of God. There were sculpted figures, painting wrought beautifully. Painting was made fashion very beautifully. My friend, yet I found nowhere the Lord wonderful. But he says in the third stanza even, he again repeats the same feeling, same expression, that I didn't get the Lord wonderful, which you may call, which you generally call He's wonderful, He's really present in difficult situation. But poet says that he didn't get presence of the God. Fourth stanza, poet says, gold was their jewels too. Gold was their jewels too, scented garlands many, but my father, my Lord, him I saw nowhere. Gold was their jewels too. He found gold, jewels, all the very, we can say, worldly things, you may say that. He found the presence of gold, even jewels were there, scented garlands were there, many garlands were there, but my father, to whom I am here, to whom I am searching here, that my father, my Lord, him I saw nowhere, he was not there. Okay, they burned joss sticks, lights were then waved. Okay, they burned joss sticks, lights were then waved. My friend, I did not see that the helper in times of need. What he says, they burn joss sticks means incense sticks, which give you a sweet smell. Okay, so they means who? They means people here. They burn joss sticks to please the God, to please the God, to please the God and have blessings from the God. So they burn joss sticks, and lights were then waved. Lights wave means moving from side to side. So there were lights, and it was a beautiful environment, it was having a beautiful atmosphere. And so poet says that they burned joss sticks, lights were then waved. My friend, I did not see there the helper in times of need. Again he repeats the same feeling, that actually he expects the presence of God in the difficult situation. When somebody is in a problem, God or the people or helper should be there to help the needy people. But he says that I didn't get the presence of the God. So what actually he says, they burned joss sticks, lights were then waved. My friend, I did not see there the helper in times of need. Okay, so helper, you know that a person who gives assistance, okay, who helps you. And he says that in a difficult time where there is a need of help, there was nobody to help, means there is no presence of God. Next stanza, I saw the city of Tilai, and the dance hall famous. I saw the city of Tilai and dance hall famous, but my eyes did not gain him who can even melt stone. Okay, so in the next stanza he says that I saw the city of Tilai, which is famous for the that for the presence of God. So he says that I observed whole city of Tilai. I visited Tilai, and the dance hall famous. I also visited that dance hall which is famous. If you go there and if you worship God, you may get the blessings of the God. And he says that I saw the city of Tilai and dance hall famous, but my eyes did not gain. Gain means obtain or secure. So he says, my eyes did not gain him who can even melt stones. Okay, so that is we can say owner of this world, or who can do anything which is impossible for human being, and that is the supreme power, you may say. Poet says, I saw the city of Tilai and I saw the dance hall famous, but my eye did not gain him who can even melt stone. Okay, so he again repeats the same thing, that he didn't get the presence of God in that temple. My friends, it is no use. He says, in the last two stanzas are important. He says, my friends, it is no use worshipping lovely things. It is no use worshipping lovely things while you allow the mind to roam as it will. To roam as it will. What he says in the second last two stanzas are important. Why? Because here he gives the message to us all, okay, to us all who actually expect many things from the God. And he says that, my friends, it is no use worshipping lovely things. It is no use worshipping lovely things when you allow the mind to roam as it will. Okay, so worshipping means show reverence for something. Okay, so it is no use actually worshipping lovely things, no use at all, while you allow the mind to roam as it will. Means roam means travel aimlessly. Okay, so what poet says that if you allow your mind to roam, your mind is not in your control, it is roaming anywhere, it's out of your control, then there is no use of worshipping lovely things. It means what actually poet wants to say, that you must have control on your mind, and your mind should behave properly. So you just do not allow your mind to roam as it will. Okay, and the last stanza, he is within the heart. He is within the heart. Understand this for sure. He is within the heart. Understand this for sure. If you could see if you could see him within, you would meet him in the temple too. So see, the last stanza is more important. Why? Because he says he is within the heart. In the last stanza itself, we get the meaning of poem, that as he says, he is within the heart. Where is he? He is not in the temple. He is not present in the temple. He is in your heart itself. So understand this for sure. Understand this for sure. Okay, he is within the heart. Make sure that your heart is the place where God resides. So where is he? He is not outside of your heart. He is not there in the temple. He is within your heart. Understand this for sure. Means keep in mind the things that if you go to the temple to visit the God, to see the God, then you will not get the presence of God, because God is there in your heart. And so in the last stanza he says that he is within the heart. Understand this for sure. If you could see him within, you would meet him in the temple too. Okay, so the last two lines actually tell us that if you could see him within, if you succeed to see him within, if you succeed to experience the presence of God within your heart, then you could see God in God everywhere. Means it would be there in temple also. It would be there in any form. You may see God everywhere. When only when, if you get the presence of God in your heart, means if the God is in your heart, if you see the God in your heart, then you may see God everywhere. This is the last stanza. Okay, so earlier in almost 6 stanzas, it is a 8 stanza poem. Earlier in 6 stanza, poet tells us that his search for God, and he gives examples that how he searched the whole temple, whole structure. He tried to see the God, he tried to experience the existence of God, but despite of his search, he didn't get the presence of God there. And last 2 stanzas actually give us meaning. What actually poet wants to say, he focuses that God is not there in the outside form, it is within your heart. And so if you experience God's presence in your heart, then you may see the God everywhere. And these are the last 2 lines. If you could see him within, you would meet him in the temples too. Okay, if you have the presence of God, if you experience it, if you feel, and if you make it sure that yes, God is in my heart, then you may see God everywhere. Okay, it is a very simple, in very simple words, poet tries to give us message, but it is one of the important messages that we human beings should stop to search God in the form of stone or temples. It is the philosophy here in our Maharashtra. We know that Sant Gadge Baba's philosophy, who even told us that don't go to search God in the temple. Gadge Baba said that God is in man. Okay, so he is in the form of the nature. He is in the man or animal or any form of the nature. So, and there is no presence of God in the temple. But we religious minded people try to search God in the temple, and poet says that you will not get God there, you will not see, you will not feel the existence of God in the temple while your heart is empty. So where is the God? God is in our heart itself. Okay, and this is a poem which actually I want to discuss with you. I hope you got the meaning of the poem. Read it at home and even try to write summary in your notebook. I wish you all the best for learning. Thank you.